Hey guys, today I wanted to talk to you briefly about Aperture. What is it and how do you use it? Well, Aperture is the F number. I'm sure you've looked at the back of your DSLR or the top, your little LCD, and you see F16, F2.8, F3.2. That is your aperture. It's also referred to as your f-stop, but its politically correct name is aperture. So in your lens, you have a circle of fins. Okay? So depending on your aperture number, your fins will either encroach on each other and make a smaller circle, or spread out and make a wider circle. Now, the wider spread out they are, the more light they let in, which gives you a brighter photo and a shallower depth of field. The smaller the circle, the less light it lets in, which gives you a darker photo and a deeper depth of field. So your wider aperture will be your smaller numbers like f1.8, f2, f2.8. That'll be a wide aperture. That's also referred to as, if your lens can go down to 1.8 or 1.4 or 2.8, that's referred to as a fast lens. If you ever hear anybody talk about a fast lens, that's what that is. Most prime lenses do that. So as you go up, your aperture, you get up to f8, f11, f22, your aperture is getting smaller. The higher that f number, the smaller the hole. That means the more those fins have encroached on each other. And the more those fins encroach on each other, the less light gets in and the more depth of field you have. So if you want a super shallow depth of field where just your subject's in focus and everything behind it's nice blurred out, the bokeh look, then you want a wide aperture like f2.8, f1.4. The wider your aperture, the lower the number, the wider your aperture gets and the brighter your photo gets and the shallower your depth of field gets. So if I've got an f1.2 aperture, I'm going to get a lot brighter photo and a lot shallower depth of field. I can get, maybe the eraser of a pencil in focus and the rest of the pencil falls out of focus, if it's facing me long ways. If I have an f8 aperture and I focus on that eraser, I'm going to get the eraser and I'm going to get the pencil and I'm going to get a bunch of stuff behind it in focus as well. So, recapping, the smaller your f number, the brighter your photo, and the shallower your depth of field. The higher your f number, the darker the photo, and the deeper your depth of field. Aperture is very simple and one of my favorite settings to play with. We're going to get you guys into all manual mode. We're going to learn aperture, ISO, shutter speed, and so much more. It is going to increase your photography a millionfold. I know it has mine. Thanks.